There's a tiny sentence that most of us use automatically without even realizing it. It comes out as a reflex. It even has its own abbreviation in texting. And this little sentence might be limiting you, might be limiting the guidance you could be receiving, limiting some important aspect of your life, keeping you stuck. Aloha, I'm David. If you feel connected to Lemuria, I help people like you unlock the wisdom and abilities you brought with you into this lifetime. For details, you'll find a link below in the description. Now, before I reveal that critical sentence, that automatic response, we first need to talk a little bit about why tiny sentences even matter at all. Well, every thought you think, every sentence you speak is a broadcast. It's a broadcast out into the universe. It has a frequency, it carries a vibration, and the universe responds to every single one. My mentor used to say that everything that you think, everything that you speak and write is basically a prayer. And so the question is, are you praying for something that you want? Are you praying for things that you want to experience, that you want to manifest? Or are you praying for something else? Because the universe responds to every single one of your prayers, whether it's conscious or not. Okay, here's that tiny sentence, 3 words. I don't know. We use it all the time, automatically, without really thinking of what it means. Hey, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. Where did I leave my phone? I don't know. What would make you happy? I don't know. Someone texts us a question. We quickly type back, IDK. This is something that we say or use all the time without really realizing what we're doing. It feels harmless, automatic, like a throwaway response. But here's what that sentence, that sentiment is actually broadcasting to your higher self and the universe. I don't want to know. The case is closed. There's nothing more to discuss. I'm not open to receiving answers or useful guidance. The more you use it, the more it becomes habitual. It becomes part of your consciousness, part of your personality. And in doing so, you're cutting yourself off from the answers, the solutions, the insights, the guidance, the shortcuts that your higher self and your spirit guides are constantly trying to deliver to you every day. Now, I can already hear what some of you are thinking. Come on, David, it's just a figure of speech. It really doesn't mean anything. Well, I used to feel the same way until I started really understanding how energy works. But here's the thing, the universe doesn't actually care what words you use. The universe responds to the underlying frequency, the belief, the intention. And so every time that you express the idea, I don't know, you're essentially instructing the universe to continue perpetuating a reality for you in which you don't know. Can anyone say law of attraction here? That's how it works. I'm sharing this because I've lived it, not just taught it. For many years, I was genuinely good at this. I was really aware, really attentive, paying attention to what would have been automatic responses or things that would have come out of my mouth without thinking about them. And I almost never said, I don't know. But I'm human. I get caught up in the human journey like everybody else. And without realizing it, I started using that response anytime this particular topic came up. And I didn't realize it, but I was saying it to myself and I was saying it out loud to my wife. And thankfully, she was the one that pointed this out to me. She said, you keep saying, I don't know, but I think you do know. And she was absolutely right. It was a big aha moment that I had fallen back into a habit in this one particular area of my life where I just was avoiding thinking about it clearly just by saying, I don't know. And I'd been cutting myself off from moving past that or evolving into something better. I had been blind to my own automatic response, but once I acknowledged it, once I made a conscious shift, almost immediately I started to receive a new understanding, a new level of clarity, and I started receiving guidance on this topic. And it was just so amazing how much shifted in such a short period of time. I realized I had been avoiding my fears. I had been pretending to myself into the universe that I did not know, when in truth, I did know. And it had been so easy to avoid thinking about the subject just by saying, I don't know. And this is something I learned from my mentor about Lemuria. In Lemuria, we would never have conceived of the idea, I don't know. It wouldn't have even crossed our minds because we knew that the universe was there to provide answers, solutions, to provide more clarity and understanding, to always show us the next step, that the answer would always be there. The next step would always be provided. We just intuitively and intimately understood how the universe worked. And so we just trusted wholeheartedly that everything was working out and that the next step, the next answer, that next bit of clarity would always be delivered when we needed it. And this is one of the things I gained by reconnecting with Lemuria. We're reconnecting with the lifetimes I had spent there because I started to bring that level of trust to a higher level, bring the love, the wisdom, the awareness that we had in ancient Lemuria into my current lifetime. And that's the consciousness we're reclaiming right now in this video. So how do you let go of I don't know? Well, the next time you feel it coming up, you take a beat, you take a breath. Find a response that keeps the door open, something expansive rather than a dead end. For example, so what do you want for dinner? Well, instead of IDK, you could say something like, let me think about that for a minute, and then actually ponder it, ask your heart. Hey, where's my phone? Well, instead of IDK, you could respond with, I haven't seen it. Do you want me to help you look for it? Do you want me to call your phone? These kinds of responses tell your higher self and the universe, hey, the door is still open. I am open to receiving clarity and answers. Keep sending me guidance. And this doesn't mean that you need to have all the answers at once. You simply need to be open to receiving them. If what we talked about today opened something for you, if you're feeling a gap between understanding this and actually living it, that's exactly the kind of gap that I help people close. I work with people one-on-one to help them unlock the wisdom and spiritual abilities they brought with them into this lifetime. You'll find a link down in the description. Before the next video, here's what I want you to do. Set your intention that you will catch yourself. From now on, you will catch yourself every time that impulse to say, I don't know, comes up. Now, you're not going to catch yourself every time, especially not in the beginning, but your intention will start to have an effect and you will start noticing it more. And when it comes up, take a beat, take a breath, and then find some kind of alternative response that keeps the door open for you and the universe. Leave me a comment and let me know, do you use IDK often? And now that you know what that tiny sentence is actually broadcasting, are you going to make an effort to catch yourself before you say it? I read every comment and I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And until next time, I send you my love and light from Lemuria. Aloha.